Okay. Om Namah Shivaya. Good morning, welcome back to In the Khud. This is January 7, 2024, 11:16 am, and in this live stream I am planning to finish off the isometric pizza scene that I started making at the start of this week, and that is important to get done with because I want to. You see, behind me is the Green Soul gaming chair, which came in just last, like day before yesterday. We got it assembled yesterday, and there's a beautiful 3D animation of the chair on their website itself, and so I'm going to take this as an opportunity to model this chair in 3D, and this could be applied to like any gaming chair, but specifically to this model, and because we have like a live reference in front of us, and I also happened to take a picture of the individual parts before they got assembled. So we'll model it in 3D, we'll do the materials and lighting and like studio setup, and then it's basically like one of those product animations where the different parts of the product come out and then you see everything. And I want to take it a little further and make like an ad commercial out of it, talking about the benefits of the chair, because I've been sitting on this chair for less than a day, but there are 2 more such chairs in my house, so I'm familiar with how the chair is, but it's extremely comfortable. Specifically for people who like me, who are sitting on a chair for the majority of their day. I think it's extremely nice. So that'll be like a good exercise to do for the next week, which is why I want to finish the pizza isometric scene today itself. And yeah, let's get started. We're gonna fire a blender. Okay, so the last time we left this project was here. Let me go to the G3 so you can see majority of my screen. I'm not keeping chat on the screen because there's already so much disturbance on the screen. I don't want more. It's on the side here. If somebody comments or anything like that, I can see. I'm gonna keep the mic a little closer, so we're clear, and you can just assume that we're clear. Anyway, we figured the lighting of the scene from scratch in the last live stream, which was not using an HDRI, and we're still like, if you look at the colors and the more or less the ambience of the reference, we're still pretty far off. It doesn't look like this. I think it has got something to do with color management, but AGX, and we are at medium high contrast. If I take the exposure down a little bit, yeah, I think I don't need to worry so much about this look, getting this look right inside Blender. We can do that inside any compositing software like After Effects or Fusion. That shouldn't be a problem, but more or less we're trying to get a good starting point from here, and there's no point fiddling with these. Maybe we could change this to standard, that kills it. Filmic, I also don't like filmic. Filmic log, false color, why would you want that? To see if anything is peaking or clipping. Display, and we're gonna stick to AGX, and usually it's recommended to go to punchy We'll keep it this way for the moment and we'll see. So the very last thing I was modeling is, wait, Punchy is getting these shadows here, which I'm not a fan of, so we'll stick to medium high contrast. Last thing we were doing is this kind of bush situation here, and let me finish modeling the scene out. So if you see, there is this bush situation here and it's been extended here as well behind. So the easiest way to do that would be Alt D, right click, leave in place, and this is Z axis, so RZ by 90, and then G, move it here and snap it here, kind of like that. And it is not like, it's a bit visible, so maybe something like that. We'll have to fix the camera position a little bit. So let me come into my camera, and the scale, can take it a little outside, kind of like this. Okay, and this has to be a little longer. Let's select this face, and this is Y axis, so GY. Oh, but because they're linked, this is also going to extend. So a better way to do that would be to not go in the edit mode. We're going to come in here with this. I'm going to bring cursor to selected, and this object with my pivot at 3D cursor, I'm going to do SY and like stop that here, so that the object scaling is fine with linked instances, but if you go into the edit mode, then it will affect the original one as well, which we don't really want. And again here there is this roof thing that I haven't modeled yet, which is why you're seeing something here. So well, let's just model that right now. This seems to be pretty straightforward. This is the cube. Where's my camera? Here. So I need to come here and let me see. Firstly, I'm gonna see like at what point does this start. It's like this much distance would be how much in our scene, because that is how low we have to go for the starting point. And this is like a complete destructive model. Like I've modeled, I've applied the modifiers and everything, so like loop cuts is gonna be a bit not happening, sort of. So I think here I'll have to just take again, going to camera view again to just see where I am in the scene. I'm just gonna let's see, if I take the window as a reference, which is here, between the window and this, oh, I think we can actually make a mathematical calculation here. So this distance we know, right, the distance between the window starting and the roof, so you divide that into half, and from here your roof will start. Okay, that's helpful. So this distance divided by half, so half of this. Let me see if I can go into the edit mode here and add a loop cut. No, you can't. Why? So to like force add a loop cut, what we can do is we can split this face here, and now we get a loop cut here, okay, which is right in the center. And let me see if this, this is definitely not. Let me add a annotation here and go to the, so front is here, I'm going to go to my back and add another annotation here. So now I have this kind of a reference. If I go into the edit mode and I stay in the front or back one of the, yeah, so this is like the halfway point. I'm going to GG this up to like halfway here. You don't have to be so exact because it's an abstract thing and it's just a reference at the end of the day, but it's good to like have some precision. So I put the cursor to that edge now, and then we add a cube. Okay, and the cube is way too big, so 0.3 or something to start. Okay, I haven't fixed my window, no worries, which is why I was a bit off. Okay, we're good. I'm just checking my live room once. Stream settings, stream health, excellent. Pretty good. Okay, nice. Okay, this kind of thing you see here, this little protrusion coming out, is because of the boolean, the way the boolean modifier works. We can go and fix it, but it's not a problem in like render view, so I'm gonna leave it at the moment. Just ignore that. This, I'm gonna bring it out. This is the starting point, right? So let me see. This is the starting point, so how can we one way where this starting point could snap here? I'm just trying to do some experiments here, is if we have a loop cut through the middle, okay, and I snap the cursor. Oh no, I wasn't supposed to do that. I will have to, right, because I want to set origin to this point. Okay, now the origin is there, but now I have to again go into this face here and snap cursor to where it was. Now if I take this and I say right click, shift S, selection to cursor, yes, that snapped exactly there, because the origin snapping happens always from the origin. So yeah, that's one good thing to know. I'm gonna go to my 3D cursor, and again, how far underneath does it go? Just above the window. So we're almost there. I mean, I can just take this here and now just scale it on the X. Now interestingly, this comes out a lot more. Let me go to my left or right, one of these. Yeah, so GY, bring it here, snap here. Okay, and let me see, it should ideally go till the very end. Once we're there, we'll try and because even if it is going to the very end, you will need beams and like stands to support it, so it can't be above the bush situation. There has to be a bit of a gap, so it will be somewhere here. Go to my top view, and where's my camera in the top view? Here. So where am I supposed to go? I'm supposed to take the chimney as a reference and go here. Let's say up until here. Yeah, you can even snap there. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the edit mode, cursor is selected, and this definitely comes a lot outer, and then it takes this kind of cone shape. So SX, let's say right about here. In fact, I could take it all the way out. Sorry, SX would take it all the way out. Let's say I snap it to the other end. Inside. And then I go to the edit mode, I make this the cursor, this face the cursor, and we snap it till here. I'm going to my top view, SY, I'll leave one gap. Okay, and this is it a little too thick, or it's the right thickness? let me see. There's a bit of a bevel situation going on, which is okay. I think the thickness is good because we also have to divide this, and the loop cut is not running right through the center, it's a little underneath somewhere here. How do you get this kind of crease? You could do a subsurf. And for that, we can actually join this face and then insert it inside. Okay, we insert it inside and then we do an easy to bring it a little down. To get that crease, if I add a subdiv on this, just make like a tube situation. So what I'm thinking is, if I select, firstly what we'll have to do is, let's say I select this loop and I shift E1. We need supporting loops, like right here. We need to somehow retain this box shape. Yeah, now that will do. And I can select this loop now and shift E1. Actually, that's not working. So I can maybe scale this on the inside. Not really. What we could do is, it would be like a bit of a brute force method, but I could bring this here inside, and then with these selected I could do Alt E, extrude faces along normals, and then take it slightly inside and just a little bit, and we can shade auto smooth. I think we're missing loops towards this side, so I'm going to edit mode and add one loop here and bring it out, and add one loop here and bring it out. And it's not exactly like that, it's kind of making like a sandwich look to it, but we'll stick with this for the moment because anyway we're using a subdiv on it. I think we could select this and say shift E, bring it up. Yeah, because we don't want so much of a, we can adjust the creasing to get like a little less curvature. Yep, this is what I was looking for. This is better. And this, what is this? I can actually make it all the way up because it's unnecessarily getting some shading issues there. And even at the bottom, keep it all the way up. Okay, nice. चेहरा क्यों मिलता तेरा, यूं ख्वाबों से मेरे ये क्या राज है. For this material, no? I think there's some light coming on this from this side, that's why there's a bit of shading, but it's more or less this color. कल भी मेरी न थी तू, न होगी तू कल, मेरी आज है, तेरी है मेरी सारी वफाएं, मांगी है तेरे लिए. There's something wrong with this, no? There should be a support on this side. Why is there no support here? ले जाए तुझे कहाँ हवाएं. There's support behind. There's no support here. ले जाए मुझे कहाँ, ले जाए जाने कहाँ ना मुझको खबर. To get this milky kind of look, right? Can you play with metallic? Interesting, but not what I want. Roughness. I think one of these ones could work, like specular, or I think sheen could play a role here. So if I take the weight up for sheen or down and we change the color, yeah, it's doing something, yeah? If I tint it to, let's say, this orange, and weight at 0 is nothing, weight at 1, it does kind of something. Yeah, it gives me something. I take the roughness all the way up. It's adding that little flavor to it, if you want to say. Very naive. Oh, one thing I completely forgot. We had to make this kind of it's not completely boxy, like there is this thing through the middle. And how do we do that now that we've added so many loops? I don't think it's that tricky. First thing is the geometry is not good at all. I don't like the way this is. If I take okay, I'm gonna redo this. Sorry. One thing I've learned is you shouldn't be afraid to just redo things. Even if it's like, oh my god, I put in a lot of effort, it's alright. Because you're better off starting off with a clean plate. Because now you know what doesn't work, right? It's a better position to be in. Restarting. चेहरा क्यों मिलता तेरा यूं ख्वाबों से मेरे ये क्या राज है. कल भी मेरी ना थी तू, ना होगी तू कल, मेरी आज है, तेरी है मेरी सारी वफाएं, मांगी है तेरे लिए दुआएं. First I'm trying to get this kind of coney situation. Wouldn't that just be rotating? No. ले जाए मुझे कहाँ. We're at 25 minutes only. I'm gonna stick to like under 40 minutes for this. I was supposed to finish this today. I so love the fact that with OBS itself I can get this kind of quality of video, which is like properly exposed and properly white balanced and everything, and it has a LUT on it. It says look LUT, and even the skin tones look amazing. What else could one ask for in life? It's actually pretty straightforward to do this. I don't know why I can't. Yeah. It is just GG this. That's all it is. So GG, and it's not, it's like here somewhere, and this I'm gonna take it GG a little out, sorry, GX, kinda like here. Okay, now we need that separation situation. I'm gonna try and keep the loops as little as possible. I don't think that the subdiv method is good because subdiv requires so many loops. We could just use creasing and not go down the loops route even with subdiv. So if I make a loop right through the center and bring it a little down, okay, I would also need one more loop kind of like here, and with this loop I'm just gonna alt extrude faces along normals and take it just a little inside, kind of like that. Okay, now we have that kind of a sandwich. And how about we do a bevel instead of subdiv? Offset. I never understand this offset or this angle method. I only understand weight method. तू जाने तेरे होने से ही आबाद है. We don't really need. I think we don't need this one. हवाए हक में वो ही है आते जाते जो तेरा नाम ले देती है जो सदाएं हवाएं न जाने क्या बताएं हम ले जाए तुझे कहाँ. Yeah, I think we're getting very close to what the reference is. ले जाए मुझे कहाँ ले जाए जाने कहाँ. And we did not add any extra additional geometry this time, which is very good. The only thing is this inset at the top, so we're going to select that inset. Oh, interesting. I don't really need an inset here because you see here this is a straight rectangular thing, so maybe I have to use the knife tool and add a cut here and then okay, for the knife tool, cut here and cut here, enter. So now we have this. If I add a loop cut here, if I insert this is a little more like what I want, but still a little bit of work will have to be done, as in I have to scale this in the Y, scale it in the X. And then easy to bring it down. I think that's good. We made a material now, roof. Why is it at an angle here? This angle Let's see if I did not use the knife tool. Then in that case we had this, and in setting this I was doing something like this. Let's say I just did this instead, then that would follow. Then we do easy. This should be straight only. देती है जो सदाएं हवाएं हवाएं ना जाने क्या बताएं. Yeah, I just manipulate it until it looks kind of straight. ले जाए तुझे कहाँ. That's better. So we've gotten the roof. Come to the edit mode here. Actually, not even need the edit mode. Maybe, let's say, bring it here, cursor to this face. I'm gonna say Shift A mesh cylinder. I'm trying to make these beams now. This radius and this radius is what, the height, or like inside something. We need it to be filled for sure. Kind of like this is good. देती है जो सदाएं हवाएं न जाने क्या बताएं. 3D cursor. ले जाए तुझे कहाँ. I think it's a little too narrow, so S shift, wait, we didn't find S shift Z. ले जाए मुझे कहाँ, ले जाए जाने कहाँ, ले जाए मुझे कहाँ. S shift Z, one more. And we can shade this auto smooth, not smooth. And we can call this beam whatever, support. This is just a black material, something like that. And now I'm going to go into my X-ray mode, and what, I can't even see it in the X-ray mode. Alt D, bring that here. Alt D, bring that here. Alt D. I think I better give the roof, sorry, the floor, whatever this is, tiles. I better give it some material now. And apart from that, what else are we remaining to do? There's some furniture and stuff inside. There are these chairs outside. These chairs I was thinking I would go to like Sketchfab and get them. It's not needed, very straightforward to model actually. Two-minute break in the stream. I will be right back. देती है जो सदाएं हवाएं हवाएं न जाने क्या बताएं हवाएं ले जाए तुझे कहाँ हवाएं. Okay, what else do we do? The pizza definitely I cannot model. So let's just go to Sketchfab and see if we can get a good pizza. Sketchfab. By the way, if you don't know Sketchfab and you're a 3D artist, what are you doing, bro? It's a beautiful website because you get such high quality models for free. Just gonna type pizza and don't let me down now. I've done too much promotion. Downloadable, and then you get a beautiful pizza right here. I don't think we need to like specifically find one, and it can just be any generic pizza. देती है जो सदाएं हवाएं हवाएं न जाने क्या पता. Oh, I keep clicking on the OBS screen, thinking why is it not working. Let's just go with this. This model is by, for credits, Rigsters. Okay, thank you, Rigsters. I prefer downloading a GLB format instead of FBX or GLTF or GLB. Both are good, but GLB you can have your custom texture size, so I prefer GLB more. It's like game engine specific format. Seems to work nice. Where are we? I don't know. Somewhere in E. Oh, I lost. In E somewhere. ITK broadcast. So we're gonna come in here and Shift C, file import GLTF 2.0 import. You see, one thing that I'm seeing as a real problem right now is this is how did I make the window so small? This window here is supposed to be like, which is a very good thing because we have our booleans still, and we can go in the edit mode, cursor to selected. Okay, so the pivot to 3D cursor, I'm going to take this in the Y, so we get a little more like, how much space do we need for this section here? Maybe something like this. And disable booleans, or is this a little too much? Let's stick to this. Okay, nice. And then here why is the plate separate? Actually, don't need the plate. Rigsters was kind enough to even provide us a plate. In rendered view, this is, oh wow, man, there's something like this you can get just without modeling anything. It's, we're living in a beautiful era. So rotate it in the Y 90 degrees. Scale it up. We'll go to the front view or the left or right. Which one? Right. If I could make it a little more circular. Oh wait, what is the polygon density here? I did not take that into account at all. So if I enable statistics, we have 50,000 faces. I don't think that's so much of a problem. We can deal with that. But if I want to like curve the whole thing, I can't select any loop. It's a problem with this sort of geometry. And to be honest, if you want to make it yourself, you just take a cube and then add the multi-res modifier on it, so that everything is working as a modifier and not like hard-coded geometry. But if they're selling a model, they'll have to hard-code geometry. There's no other way. So I think we'll stick with this. There is pizza written on the top here, but before that there is some kind of like a flap behind. So cursor is selected. I'm gonna add a cube here. तेरी है मेरी सारी वफाएं वफाएं, मांगी है तेरे लिए दुआएं दुआएं, ले जाए तुझे कहाँ हवाएं, ले जाए मुझे कहाँ, ले जाए जाने कहाँ, न मुझको खबर न तुझको पता। The snap here, snap, and again I'm trying to do the boolean array modifier method because I have a way in mind how I want to animate this. Okay, good. And this would be another material, so I don't know what to call this. Maybe we can call it like a plate. Let's say wall 2. Okay. Is this material is not really just a color. I've been just trying to do colors, but color will not get what we're looking for. Let's keep it at that for a moment. We'll see if we can find some good textures on Blender Kit. We'll put them towards the end. But it's important to do lighting and materials as you go, because then you get an understanding of how things are like coming together. If you just narrow down, I'm gonna only model and then I'm gonna only do materials, that could work honestly. I wouldn't waste so much time doing like all these iterations on something that you just have to not use in the end. So SZ, make it a little smaller here. Kind of like that. No, it's a little too much. Okay, we're good, I think. Now there is like thinking, do I start making the interior or do I do something else now? This leaf plant, these we can definitely get from Sketchfab. So search for plant, downloadable. Like I'm looking for these kind of plants, right? Something more like relatable here as this box. Honestly, we could model it, but I don't have the strength to like texture leaves and everything right now. Let me see if botanic gives us something nice. Plants. Oh, it just gives you the plant itself. Okay, and the kind of plant we're looking for is I don't know how to go down that route. Let's make these chairs. तेरी है मेरी सारी वफाएं मांगी है तेरे लिए. I'm gonna start with a mesh circle. You could even use a cylinder. Let's say circle. Starting things with mesh circle is like my absolute favorite way of making things. Into the edit mode, fill this, and let me see, how do we go about making this easy. I don't know if it's something like this, and easy, maybe something like this. I need like a little rounding so we can add a bevel. That's too much. Maybe just like slight. Increase the segments. So to this we're gonna add two materials. This will be seat cover, what did I just rename right now? I renamed the mesh itself. Okay, so that's a seat. For seat cover, I'm just gonna pick this off-white sort of color, and the V-seat covers, I'm gonna select these and this and assign. Okay, and seat cover 2 will be like kind of like black, and I think we will have to assign that. So Control I to invert the selection, and seat cover to assign. Okay, and now the seat stand. How could we make this? It's something like this. So this I think is a clearer way. This here, and then this in between. How do we make that? $53, so to stay under an hour for the stream. ले जाए तुझे कहाँ, ले जाए मुझे कहाँ. It's like a gap in between. Why is there a gap in between? Can we use some geometry from here? Out of all things, this part is something I will get stuck at. Who would have thought? Just can't think, man. How would you make this kind of a shape? Can you make a plane and then not have it in Ngon? No, that'll have to be a mesh. It'll have to be a mesh circle with nothing, and the radius will have to be 4. Sorry, vertices will have to be 4, and then we can rotate it. It's a good way to make a diamond though. This is only what's coming to my mind. तेरी है मेरी सारी वफ़ाएं, मांगी है तेरे लिए दुआएं. I don't know if somebody will sit on this chair. What is going to happen? It's going to be a disaster. Shift D, right click, bring it here, Control M in Y. Control M is for mirror. Let me see if I can just solidify this thing because it's a mesh. Yeah, we'll have to fill them in. But fill ही तो नहीं करना, तो I think only rim. Then in that case the only option I see is convert this again into a curve. Fair enough. I think we would definitely need the same thing. So Shift D and then rotate it along here. Let's leave it at that at the moment. I'll join these two. Okay, we are almost hitting 1 hour, and in this session we did model quite a few things here, but we're still far from getting to animating this. So I don't know what to do with this project. I mean, there's no deadline, we can continue working on this, that is okay. But we hit 1 hour on the stream, and I think I will continue working on this. Let's see if we can do it tomorrow. Before I end stream, it shows there's one concurrent viewer, so whoever is the viewer, we did some 3D isometric modeling in this session. If you want to learn, you can, it'll be there on the channel, you can like go back and see it, and just in case. But where we are at right now, I think, yeah, the colors, as I said, it's okay, we can match it, like make it look like this in post. So in After Effects, like using Isometric or in Fusion, color doesn't have to be like right inside Blender, you don't have to get it right. Just like the things like texture, that you have to get it right in Blender, but the overall color like saturation or exposure and contrast, you can fix that later. So that's it, where we're gonna end today's session. Thank you so much for being in the call. I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace.